Hi, it's Beth again, a feeding therapist at Seattle Therapy Skills for Life. Today we're going to do the second part and talk about how to incorporate vegetables into your child's meals in a way that is empowering to them. And now that we know a little bit about why children get nervous about their vegetables, let's talk about how to incorporate them into their meals in a way that is empowering to them. So, the first step is to involve your child in the entire cooking process. Now, most of the time we think about cooking our vegetables, we think only about the part of putting them in a pot or in the oven to cook them and then putting them on a plate. Well, the whole process starts way earlier than that when we start gathering our vegetables. And since we live in the city, we usually get our vegetables from a supermarket or maybe even a farmer's market. So take your child shopping with you. Give them a tour of the produce section. Explore vegetables that maybe you have never seen before. There's a wide variety at your grocery store or at the farmer's market. So also while you're there, don't forget to point out to them how the same vegetable might differ from one to the next. This is a great way for your child to get exposed to vegetables before they ever enter your kitchen. Now, the other part that we kind of forget about is that the preparation is a really important area to expose your child to. So let them, once you get the vegetables home, wash them or put them in the strainer, measure them out for the recipe. This is another great way for them to get exposure through their senses of sight, smell, and touch without that added pressure of having to eat them. The next step is to incorporate vegetables into foods your child already likes. Two things that I like to start with when I'm introducing vegetables is either putting them in a smoothie or a dip, or putting them into baked goods that the child already likes. So many kids love to use a blender or to make baked goods, especially if they can frost them. So find recipes that have vegetables in them, like a spinach and blueberry smoothie, or beet cupcakes, or zucchini muffins and avocado brownies. This is a fun and familiar way for them to get comfortable yet again with vegetables. Now, I want to stop for a minute and make this point really clear. I am not advocating hiding vegetables in other food items. It is never okay to hide a food and not let your child know that it is there. If we do something like that, then the child immediately mistrusts the vegetable, and more importantly, they mistrust you. And then that sets us back to square one. So when you are adding these things to things that they typically like, you want to be narrating and letting them know what to expect. And then hopefully they're the ones who are actually putting the vegetable into the recipe. Now there's also another important point I want to make. At this point, we are not saying, oh, my child will make this recipe with me and they'll eat the vegetable. We are still in the process of exploring vegetables. So your child might start out with just watching you do it. Then they might ask to maybe help with the mixing. And then maybe they'll go on for more. And I know this is a slow process, but it does pay off, because eventually they will go from watching to touching to smelling and then eventually tasting. So thanks for watching. Next time we'll have part 3 where we'll get into vegetables more in their whole form. So until then, happy vegging.